Here are the top most important news in Ghana over the past week, particularly if you are an entrepreneur or business person working in Ghana. After going through the news, I will also show you how these news affect you as entrepreneur or a business person and why you should care about these news. Without wasting time, here are our top stories. Ghana's cocoa farmers are unpaid and investment in next harvest is at risk. Ghana Stock Exchange ends with strong gains. Ghana government trains over 155,000 youth and fund startups nationwide. Asante conveys business leaders to address private sector challenges. My name is Obrempong Toku. Welcome to the OTD Business News, the weekly edition where I take the news and look at those that will affect you and I as entrepreneurs and break them down so that you can easily understand them and show you how they affect us as entrepreneurs. Now let's look at the news in details. According to Reuters, some of Ghana's farmers have not been paid and investment in the next harvest is at risk. As international traders refuse to pay the upfront sums the state regulator has sought under a new model for purchasing cocoa beans. The revamped system introduced for the 2024-2025 season shifted the burden of pre-financing purchase from Ghana Cocoa Board or Cocoa Board to international trade. Following better than expected production this season, the traders' unwillingness to pay deposit of at least 60% of the value of forward contracts at the start of the season has left Ghana with a big stockpile, trade sources have said to Reuters, but they were not able to quantify the stockpile. A global surplus has actually driven cocoa prices by 20% so far this year, after a 50% drop last year. In 2024, international traded cocoa price surged by 160%. That's more than double. The fall in international prices meant Cocoa Board was struggling to persuade international traders to make advance payments to secure supplies because the current farm gate price is untenably high. Yes, buying cocoa in Ghana is more expensive than it is sold for in the international market. Ghana in October said it was settling its farm gate price at 58,000 Ghana cedis, which is around $5,000 as of today, which is an increase of 12%. Meanwhile, international prices are trading at $4,700 a ton, with Ghana cedis gaining value and international prices dropping. It means the government is going to lose on every ton of cocoa it sells, simply because our politics is such that the government can in no way go back to farmers and say, well, international price has dropped, so let me also reduce the price, unless the government doesn't want to win in the next election, because this is going to be huge for political reasons. So no government is going to do that, because one thing the government cares about is votes. They care more about votes than anything else. Before the new system was introduced, Cocoa Board was raising funds via syndicated loans and gave it to the license buying companies, which in turn go to the farmers and buy the cocoa and deliver to Cocoa Board for onward sales to the international market. So who will lose in that business? It's like, well, I want to buy a phone. I know where they buy the phone, but you are a phone dealer and I ask you, oh, can you go and buy this phone for me? And instead of you using your money to go and buy the phone for me, I actually give you money to go and buy the phone and then come and resell it to me. That's what the old system practically meant. But now government has risen up and said, well, no, instead of me going to borrow money to give it to you to go and buy the cocoa, for me, I'd rather want those who buy the cocoa in the end to pre-finance by paying 60% of the agreed contract. And now the international price is dropping and those who have to buy the cocoa at the end of the day are not willing to make the upfront payment of 60%. I think Cocoa Board's decision to cease taking syndicated loans in this regard is a good idea, but the problem is also that the international buyers do not want to pay the 60% of agreed contract in advance for Cocoa Board to give to the licensed buyers. That means farmers will not get their money on time to invest in their farms. The farmers actually need to start weeding, pruning, spraying, and so on. Therefore, it is more likely that next season's harvest is not going to be as big as this season. So cocoa farmers and those entrepreneurs who has invested in cocoa farm, watch out. If you don't get the money to invest now, don't expect huge harvest as you got it today. As entrepreneurs, we have to expect that purchasing power of cocoa farmers are going to reduce, particularly agrochemical companies that deal in cocoa farm input should watch out for reduction in sales and plan accordingly. And also, those doing business in cocoa farming areas should expect a reduction in economic activity. You should be cautious in your stocking, actually. In general, if you see a reduction in sales, this is one of the causes. because cocoa farming is big in Ghana. Let's watch out and see how things play out, particularly the international cocoa price, as we depend on it a lot. So we are all praying and hoping that international cocoa price go up again. Otherwise, as it stands now, even if the government is able to buy the cocoa, he is going to sell it at a loss because the price at which the government is buying from the farmers is much higher than the price at which the government will sell it to the international market. But for political reasons, the government cannot go back and change his mind. It will have huge consequences. All right, let's move on to the next news. That's our second news for the day, which is the Ghana Stock Exchange ended last week session with positive gains. That's according to Graphic Business. This was as a result of renewed investor interest in major equities that pushed benchmark indices higher. The Ghana Stock Exchange Financial Stocks Index performed even stronger, climbing 2.88% to end at 4,833.05 points and improving its year-to-date returns by huge 4%. While indices posted solid gains, overall market activity was subdued. Trading volume fell by 54.48% to 1.14 million shares, and the total value traded declined by 48.42% to 4.56 million compared to previous session. Several stocks recorded notable appreciation. Enterprise Group and Ghana Commercial Bank led the gains with 2.62 Ghana cedis and 1.49 Ghana cedis to close at 28.87 and 21.66 respectively. Access Bank, EcoBank, and First Atlantic Bank each gained 0.01. Imagine you have 1 million Enterprise Group shares, which means last week alone you would have made at least 2.62 million Ghana cedis. That means keeping your money in the bank is no longer safe bet. In fact, you may be safe, but you are sure to get less on your money. Less interest means you earn less. To entrepreneurs, this is very good development, particularly if you keep on going like this, because it means people are gradually investing their money in businesses instead of just keeping it in the bank. Should you be able to grow your business to the level where you can trade on the Ghana Stock Exchange, man, you are sure to get rich overnight. All signs are pointing to the fact that we should all embrace entrepreneurship to create jobs, opportunities for ourselves and for others who may not have the opportunity to do that. I'm always here to assist you. Let us move on to our next story. According to My Job Online, the government has trained and funded over 155,000 startups nationwide. Amen. This was done by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry under its Apprenticeship to Entrepreneurship program. They also supply 6,194 startup kits to support emerging businesses. This was made known by the Minister for Trade, Agriculture and Industry, Elizabeth Ofusu-Ejari. She noted that the startup kits and mentorship we provided are designed to turn entrepreneurial ideas into viable business. That is very good initiative on your part, madam. The Honorable Minister reiterated the government's commitment to supporting youth and women entrepreneurs as part of a broader agenda for national economic empowerment. We can conclude that government is finally taking entrepreneurship seriously. It is high time our youth embrace entrepreneurship to move this country forward. For those who are still unemployed and not entering entrepreneurship, it is high time you do, because help is finally on its way. Entrepreneurship is the way forward for our youth. For those 155,000 who benefited, let this be a stepping stone to something even greater, and so that you can employ others who don't have employment yet. Don't see this as just another opportunity to get government cash for free. Many times, these good interventions don't work in this country because instead of giving aid to those who actually want to be entrepreneurs and those who can be entrepreneurs, it is given to party foot soldiers who then see it as their reward for their campaign efforts. Let us not let this one be one of those. If you know someone who benefited from this program, put it in the comment section below so we can follow and see how much progress is being made. And final story, and one that I'm particularly excited about, that Santehe Otumfuo II held a private meeting with 11 leading Ghanaian entrepreneur executives at the Mencha Palace on Wednesday to discuss the current business climate and explore solutions to challenges facing the private sector. This was reported by News Ghana. The session brought together big names in Ghanaian entrepreneurship circle, including Kofi Amwa Aban, Joanna Jan Kujo, Philip Tieku, Daniel Macaulay, aka McDan, and the rest. According to Open Source Radio, the gathering provided an opportunity for the Asantehene to hear directly from business leaders about obstacles hampering private sector growth. Otumfuo said to the second intends to use his traditional authority and influence to engage government and other stakeholders on issues affecting entrepreneurship and business. This, to me, is a very good development on the part of Otumfuo, and I think all traditional leaders should embrace this approach and use their influence to start pushing for positive initiatives from government such as entrepreneurship. For entrepreneurs and those who are still yet to start, I encourage you to start now, because now you know even our traditional leaders are taking entrepreneurship very seriously. Therefore, we should take the bold step and start creating instead of always searching for jobs and writing application letters. That's it for this week's edition of OTD Businesses, where I digested the news and show you how it affects us as entrepreneurs. For the past week, we heard that Ghana's cocoa farmers are unpaid and investment in the next harvest is at risk. And Ghana Stock Exchange ended the week with strong gains. The government of Ghana also trained over 155,000 youth and funded them with startup kits and so on. And Asantehene has taken a huge and encouraging step by engaging business leaders to learn firsthand about the challenges in business so that he can use his almighty influence to get us what we need as entrepreneurs going forward. If you want to get the next week's edition, subscribe right now and press the notification button so that you don't miss it. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.